Fallout New Vegas, 10-year-old game, and it looks 10 years old too. But I'm playing with a texture pack. It's allegedly on, and a whole bunch of other mods that are quality of life. I haven't changed the game at all. The only setting I've changed is... Ooh, good thing I checked it. There we go. That's what. Okay. Let's do it.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? Can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
That can't be our face. That'll do. There we go. Fuck it. Yep.
Well, I got
fine.
most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Over here, you say?
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
Okay. So, our special. So we'll keep strength as it is. Perception, we will leave as it is as well. Endurance, we are, bizarrely for a Fallout game, we're doing 9. Don't worry about it. We'll figure that out later. And also bizarrely, we're dumping this. No charisma at all. So intelligence, we're going to crank up, and intelligence, cranking that up to 8. Agility, we will leave as is. And that means that we should be able to put 2 points into luck, like that. Okay, so that should be good. All right, so let's check this out. So we got 5 strength, 5 perception, 5 endurance, 1 charisma, 8 intelligence, agility, and luck. Okay, looking good. So these may seem like some bizarre choices. Like, you wouldn't do this in any other Fallout game. You usually max out intelligence. You want to have some perception, and the endurance is usually a dump stat. But don't worry about it. We'll figure it out as we go along.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nutter and the bighorn and dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking. All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Okay, so this is just some kind of cool thing that you can do.
House.
It really doesn't matter. What it does is it's a personality test that
Night.
you can answer randomly. It just, depending on your answers,
Bandit.
it automatically changes up your stats. So it's just recommending...
Light.
stats based on your like your tag skills based on your answers. So I'm just kind of clicking through it at this point.
Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one, conflict just ain't in my nature. I ain't get.
Again, it really doesn't matter what I'm clicking on here.
Almost. Oh. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd...
Okay, so here we go. So, again, in any other Fallout game, we would want to have guns as a tag skill, but we're going to get rid of that. We're also going to get rid of melee weapons as a tag and science as a tag. So, you can see that because of our super low charisma, the only thing that that's going to affect is our charisma-based skills. So they're super low, and unfortunately barter and speech are deeply important. The other thing that's different about tag in this game, as opposed to like Fallout 1 and 2, is in Fallout 1 and 2, your tag skill would increase at twice the rate of any other skill. So if you put 1 point into speech, it would go up by 2 points. But in this, in Fallout New Vegas, all tag does is give you plus 15 points in a skill, and then it just, you know, levels up like any other skill. So 1 point in speech is 1 point in speech. So that only added 15, and that's the extent of its usefulness. So, you know, other things we might want to choose is like lockpick and, you know, guns or something. But again, bizarrely, repair. You wouldn't think that that would be a useful skill, but we want repair to be as high as it can possibly be as soon as we can get it. And I will explain why in due course.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Yeah, so, you know, traits. So, you know, traditionally good traits are things like skilled. It could be kind of cool. You know, good-natured. Again, that could help quite a lot with barter, repair, all those skills that were kind of low. But I'm actually going to go with 4 eyes. So what 4 eyes is going to do is it's going to permanently lower perception. So perception is going to go down to 4, but when we wear glasses we get plus, it says +1 perception, I think it's actually +2, and there are some glasses later in the game that we can find which are +3. So it works out. And the other one that we wanted was small frame. So apparently our limbs are more easily crippled. Oh well, but +1 agility is nice.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Okay, I'm just going to steal everything you have before we go, if that's cool. Voice modulator implant? I dream of electric sheep? Okay, I have to check that out in a minute. I don't remember that. Very cool. Cybernetic implants, cybernetic surgery. Okay, cool. That's enough derping out in here.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Okay, so let's read this. So this is hardcore mode. It says Stimpaks heal over time, cannot mend broken limbs. Right away works over time, ammo has weight. So quite similar to Fallout 4, but not as fun. It's not implemented as fun in this. And because we're here just to get through the story, really, I'm going to go no. So we have all the DLC, and this is just a note to say that that's how you activate one DLC, by going to the Mojave Drive-In. Yeah. And that's going to come up a few times. So here's another one. We're not going to do the DLC for quite a while. We'll do this one quite early. Yeah, that just adds some new weapons into the game, and what's cool about it is it adds in ammo, like different ammo types for different weapons, so you can have like Dragon's Breath rounds, armor penetrating ammo. We'll try and play around with that stuff too. Here we are, good neighbor. Alright, well, let's check into what we got and what we have to do. Okay. So, again, the Pip-Boy, similar to Fallout 4. Looks like I'm already wearing my jumpsuit. It's my tabs, my skills. Alright, okay, so this is telling us stuff that we probably already know about damage, strength. One thing in this game is that weapons have condition, so they degrade over time. And what we want, the reason we want the repair skill to be so high, is because there's a perk called jury rigging. You need 90 repair to get it, and it means that you can repair an item with similar items. So you get unique weapons in this game, which are quite good to use, but they're difficult to repair. You need weapons repair kits, or you need to go and pay someone to repair them for you. But if it's like a unique AK-47 maybe, you find a few generic ones lying around, you pick them up, and you can just use them to repair your unique weapon. And it just makes the game a lot more fun and interesting, and repair has some good effects anyway, for quests and stuff like that. So what have we got? We've got a submachine gun, and we got a pistol. I'm just going to use the pistol because we have 8 rounds. So I mean, yeah, no point using that. We've got 30 rounds of the energy cell. What's our we're slightly better with guns and with energy weapons, but we're still pretty shit. Okay, so where are we? That looks like Vegas up there. We already know a few places on our map. That's where we get to the caravan job. We won't be going there until the end of the game. And that's to get to the kind of science-based DLC. So, up here is Vegas, where we need to get to. We need to find that guy who shot us in the head. He had a poker chip. So whoever the hell he was, he's obviously from Vegas. So we're here. Looks like it's a short trip up here or along this highway to get to Vegas. So we should be able to make it there in record time. Inquire about your delivery assignment. So we're a courier, and that obviously had something to do with why they shot us. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so we got to go and talk to Sunny Smiles at the Prospector Saloon. Yeah, we need some work. We don't have much going on. We need some money. We need stuff. We need some direction here. Yeah, clothing has condition as well. You have light, medium, and heavy armor. Medium and heavy, I think, you know, it says here affects your agility. And the jury rigging perk I was talking about earlier affects clothing as well. So, what have we got? We've got a jumpsuit. No damage resistance. Helps us with melee and speech in a minor way. But check that out. That gives us an extra point of agility. I mean, that's just better. That's just objectively better. And that's another DLC. How do we look? Oh yeah. Looking good, Haddock. Alright. Looks like Sunny Smiles is this way. Damn, this is a one-horse town, huh? General store and a saloon. Alright. Howdy, partner.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you? The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though. If you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say. Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now, we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners. Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out. Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Goodsprings and Prim don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away. They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them. The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory. Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills. but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered. The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be. Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Well, thank you, Exposition Pete. So, the NCR are here. And it looks like they're fighting against Caesar's Legion. Yeah, that sounds ominous. So we know the NCR from Fallout 2, the New California Republic. Kind of like martial law, bit totalitarian, but not bad necessarily, not evil. They might be a good group to ally myself while I'm weak, you know. Well, let's see what Sunny Smiles has to say.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to. Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
So there is karma in this game. So if I steal stuff, my karma goes down. And that affects prices, you know, how people think about me. If I have super low karma, then some people might not give me quests or talk to me. So we only want to steal stuff that's important, like this magazine. So let's take a look at this magazine. Let's see if it tells us what it does. So you can see there, effects plus repair plus 10. So it gives you a temporary bonus. I can't remember how long it gives it to you for. I think it's only like an hour, which is a couple of in-game minutes. But you can take that when you're about to fail a skill check, and it might just give you that extra amount that you need to pass that check. So magazines are handy to have and to collect. What else have we got? Some drugs. Atomic cocktail. Oh dang. Yeah, and medicine magazine. And okay, this looks like a mod that I've installed. Again, the mods that I installed, I try not to go for ones that look like they would change the game at all, except if they were quality of life ones, you know, where it makes scopes easier to look through, that sort of thing. So, okay.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Thanks for the rifle.
That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still.
Okay, that was... There we go, that's crouch.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
Sure.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways. Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Where are the little bastards? VATS is V. I think the bullet time kind of thing that I turned on there might be from a mod. I don't find that so bad.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
Sure.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me. Come on!
Not what I wanted to do.
Ah, hell's bells. There's not a day passes by I don't tell people not to come here by themselves. Some people, your word just isn't good enough for them. Then this happens. Well, it's a part of life out here. Best to accept it. But you did what you promised. Staying out here with me. Here's my end of the deal. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Sure.
Alright then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
I guess there was someone I was supposed to save here? Oh, okay. Well, I had no idea. So, in a few ways, this game is like the opposite to Fallout 4. So Fallout 4 was a great deal of fun to just wander around and explore the place and find cool little places. This game is not like that. This is a game more about finding interesting people to talk to, and the actual like exploring the world is kind of a bit more rote, a bit more secondary. The gameplay is not quite as engaging, so obviously we will have a bit of that, but the focus is going to probably be on quests and conversation. Snow globe. Huh. Well, that's going to be useful. Okay, so we were up here to find something. Aha, brook flower. Alright, that's what we needed. That must be where I got shot in that cutscene. Distinctive cigarette butt. Huh. Maybe that's a clue that will help me find that guy that killed me. Looks like they had a party here before. I don't see any other clues though. Just empty bottles. Keep out. Why? What's out here? Huh. I have to go to whatever that is. Looks like there's some kind of bunker over there. That's important. There's New Vegas. It's not far away, we just need to get through these hills. Who are you?
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle? Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that. I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Who's been messing with your circuits, buddy?
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy. Happy trails!
Okay.
Let me see what you got. Yeah, these'll do just fine. Just fine. All right now, we're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try.
What can I make here? Battle brew? That'll be good in a pinch. Black coffee? It's worth $2.50. Dang, that could be worth just making just to sell. Interesting. Ingredients 13 caps? That's weird. And it looks like it's got, you can see the skill requirement there. I'm assuming I have 24 and I need 15. Alright, so there's a lot of food I can make here. Not that I need food. I don't know that I'll be affected by food. Oh, interesting. So I can make useful stuff. But I'm going to have to bump up my survival if I want to do that. Datura. Huh. Leather armor. That requires a lot of survival though. Ghost sight. Huh. I can almost make that. I have to try that at some point. Why would you make that? Just to sell, I guess. It's terrible. Value 4,114. Okay. Interesting. That's kind of crazy that you can make that and it's worth so much money and all you need is a little bit of melee skill. Because the other two things are pretty easy to come by. That's... Maybe it doesn't work the way I think it does, but that seems a bit broken. Oops, anyway, we were supposed to make healing powder. Okay. Oh, I see.
Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi. Hi there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer? Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can.
Okay.
Not in Goodsprings, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these. If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you the edge you need. Always happy to help someone down on their luck. I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Goodsprings, so wildlife is always creeping in. Sure, what do you want to know? Southeast of here is Prim, can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot. The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice. Well, the wildlife for one thing, rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too.
Right, the Legion.
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited. Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Goodsprings. The critters up there are big and poisonous. If you want to know anything else, just ask. Until next time.
So you want to talk to people in this game because they tell you things that you kind of really need to know. So now I know that there's a town here, Sloan. I know that there is this town here called Prim, which I think I have to get to because I work for the Mojave Express. That's where I was headed. So now I know how to get there. I got a bunch of notes. What notes did I get? So this is how we know what we were supposed to be doing before we got ambushed. So we were supposed to deliver a package to Vegas by way of Freeside. Okay. Through the north entrance. So we need to find the north entrance by Freeside. An agent will meet me there, take the package, and pay for the delivery, and take the payment to Johnson Nash, Mojave Express, and Prim. Man, I only get 250 caps. And it was a oversized poker chip. Maybe that's the one that guy had, that he showed me. Maybe he took it off me. So why would I take an oversized poker chip? It's clearly not for playing poker. It must be... Weird.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for. It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
So it'll affect the condition of my gun, clearly.
The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. He had a bunch of Great Khans with him, probably hired guns. The Great Khans normally stay in their own territory way up northwest, on account of them being enemies with the NCR. They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone unless you got something they want. The Great Khans deal in illegal chems. There's a good chance that most chems you come across were made by Great Khans.
So the poker chip guy who shot me was wearing a suit. He's clearly from Vegas. And the other guys must have been Great Khans that he hired.
Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card tables. In that order, now that I think about it. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret it. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the strip.
Mr. House?
I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino, Lucky 38, but nobody goes in or out except his robots. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules, so I guess that makes him the leader of New Vegas. As far as I know, nobody's ever laid eyes on the guy. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. If Mr. House is looking after you, it's got to be a good thing, right?
Guess. Alright, well...
Can do.
We need caps. Our barter sucks, but we need caps. Huh. Chainsaw. Dang, lots of stuff here. Okay, let's sell some crap. That was worth it for 300 caps. Yeah, sure. Now, probably wouldn't mind some 9mm ammo. So we've got hollow points. Interesting. What does my varmint rifle take? That takes 5.56. So some more of that would be good. 9mm actually has a higher DPS than the varmint rifle. Okay, well, let's just get this guy's 9mm ammo. We can afford that. And we'll also take his 5.56. Yeah, so we've got armor piercing and hollow point, but we're just not rich enough for that shit yet. So let's just get the 5.56. And we'll go with that.
Pleasure doing business with you. Take it easy.
Okay. This game is buggy as all hell, so I'm just getting into the habit of quick saving. So yeah, so here's a bench where you can break down ammunition, and then you can turn that into different types of ammunition. And that seems to work off the repair skill. So, you know, it's okay. It's kind of useful. Workbench. So with a workbench, you can do the same kind of thing. You can convert ammo, it looks like. Oh, you can make like doctor's bags, grenades, different kind of gecko armor. Oh, you can make actual rifles. Some of this is new to me. Homemade rifle scope. Drinking glass and scrap metal. Huh. And an assault rifle size. I'm going to see if I can get that. Drinking glass and scrap metal. So drinking glasses will probably be in the bar. I'll see if I can steal them. Oops. Don't want to go in that way. Okay.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this trader, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. Was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. All right. He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there. Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor, by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
That could be a problem getting through then.
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
Okay.
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world, and that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman. I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me. Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy. It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Sounds like a robot racist to me.
Fine by me. There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the come and dust up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam. I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something. The New California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, you name it. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin. Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies. Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you see them. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't overrun the territory. I'm sure I've got something you like.
Well, you don't. I want drinking glasses.
Be careful out there.
Do you have what? Nice. A revolver and a drinking glass. Very good. What does this actually do for me? It's worth 10.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan? You know how to play? It's a two-player game, and the winner takes the whole pie. You build a caravan using the cards in your deck. The goal is to create caravan bids that beat your opponent's bids, so there's more strategy than luck involved. It's why you won't see caravan in any casino. Too slow-paced, and more importantly, no house edge. Here, take this holotape. It goes into more specifics about the rules. You'll also need a deck, so take one of my spares. So, you feel like playing a game?
Well, that's enormously trusting of you. I only just met you. Well, the thing about Caravan is Gwent, it is not. You go onto kind of any Fallout New Vegas forum or Reddit or whatever, and people will be like, I have no fucking idea how to play Caravan. So, we're going to do it. We're going to learn how to play Caravan, but now is not the time.
All right. I've never stopped here until recently. You're better off asking one of the locals. Oh, sorry. I thought everybody knew already. I'm a trader with the Crimson Caravan Company. I'm, staying in town for a bit.
Crimson Caravan Company. Sounds like I want to work for them.
Did you want something else? It's been in business for a very long time. It's probably the biggest trading outfit in California. There's a branch up in New Vegas, but it hasn't been doing so well. Word is that the big boss herself, Alice McLafferty, is coming in to fix things.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I can handle all of them in a gunfight. My caravan was on the return trip from California and heading back to the company branch in New Vegas when we got jumped. Not even a drop your weapons and hands up before the bullets started flying. We put up a good fight, but there was too many of them. I took a few of the bandits down before I ran, so I figured their friends are out for revenge. I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own. We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Sounds like a good old-fashioned high noon shootout, huh? I'm up for that. Okay, so I have to convince everybody to work with me. But, you know... Look at my speech. I can't convince anyone to do shit. So, where am I at? XP 167 out of 200. So, we saw some interesting places around here. Maybe I need to get at least one more level under my belt so that I can actually do something here. Now, there was that kind of weird memorial or something. It looked kind of like a cross that was off in the distance. I wonder what that's about. I'm gonna go check that out. I don't want to go too far though. They have those keep out signs up at the cemetery, which is kind of worrying. And they were saying something about critters in the area. There it is. There's that cross. What is that?